Welcome in, Triton fans, as we are in Wayne, Nebraska today, as the Wayne Ring Rugby Park. The Iowa Central rugby team will be taking on Wayne State. The winner will play in the Elite Eight in March. Wayne State won yesterday. Getting close to game.
Getting close to game time.
Welcome in, Triton fans, to Wayne, Nebraska. That's where we're set up today at the Wayne Rugby Park, as the Iowa Central Triton rugby team will be taking on the Wayne State Wildcats right here in Wayne, Nebraska. If they win today, they will play in the Elite Eight coming up in March.
I believe
the
that's
Elite
in
Eight.
Texas, isn't it?
Yes, the Elite Eight will take place in Texas. Wayne State won yesterday by 9 points to match up here against Iowa Central. Iowa Central getting a bye there in the first round. And now they're taking on Wayne State. Kickoff is coming up shortly. We're just a couple of minutes away. Got 40 minutes there on the board. That's what we'll play here. If some of our viewers might be new to rugby, we will play two 40-minute halves here. And Iowa Central are going to be looking for that win to try to push them on into the Elite Eight. If they were to win in that Elite Eight, they'd go on to the Final Four. We actually had an Elite Eight match happen today on the women's side, as the Wayne State women's team, they moved on to the Final Four, beating Moorhead right before this. So they won. Now they're going to move on to the Final Four. They're one step ahead here of the men's team. As they beat Moorhead today by a score of 31-11. So it was a pretty good game. We got to watch that one beforehand, and now we're ready for Iowa Central. Iowa Central will kick off. And
Coming in really hot.
yeah, Iowa Central's had a great year so far. And got 15 players from each team. That's what we do here in 15s. And the spring, Iowa Central actually plays sevens.
Sevens, yep.
Yep. So we'll have 7 guys out on the field. You take away a few of them. We're talking to some of the guys, and they said, yeah, sevens, it gets to be a lot of cardio out there because it's nonstop running when you take a few guys off the field.
Oh, yeah.
So like I said, Iowa Central will do the kicking. Quentin Jones, the kicker for the Tritons, and he'll kick that one away down towards the 20-yard marker. And it will roll out of bounds.
Now, if you're new to rugby, the kickoff has to go beyond the 10-meter line, and after that, either side can go for it.
Yep, and now we'll have a line throw here for Wayne State, as they're going to throw it in. He's got to throw it down the middle. Obviously, sometimes it does sway from one way to another, but it's got to be somewhat down the middle, as Wayne State's going to set up. And it looks like the referee's going to stop play. Got a penalty.
Not entirely.
Got a penalty against, I believe, Wayne State. And so we'll see a scrum.
Gonna have a scrum here.
Yep. We'll have a scrum, and I believe Iowa Central will toss this one in. Yes, it will. Quentin Jones back in the backfield here for Iowa Central.
Got a scrum half, number 9 for Iowa Central. Gonna throw it in here.
As he'll put it in there, going to be trying to push it back out towards the Tritons. The Tritons on their own 20-yard marker. This one's going to be run in.
And
he's at about the 3-yard line. Iowa Central really close to getting a try here.
Then you got a ruck there, and Looks like it was a knock.
Yeah, knock.
It was a knock on, so looks like Wayne State has elected to kick it.
I would assume so. This deep in their own territory, they're going to want to boot that one on there. So we'll be kicked away here. Good boot, and that one's going to sail out of bounds. So this one will go towards the Tritons. Just a couple of minutes played so far. Still 38 minutes left here in our first half. Like I said, we'll play 2 halves of rugby today. Iowa Central, they put up a lot of points. So
yeah, they do.
Hopefully
An interesting tidbit here is the line-ins. You see them on your feed that they can lift their players up.
Yeah. As that one will be kicked away by Wayne State once again. And Wayne State's going to pick that one up. He's going to have a chance to run this one almost to the 50 marker. And now it will be a ruck as he's going to try to toss it away. Once again picked up. Iowa Central trying to bring him down to the ground and trying to get that ball. You do got to release the tackler. That was one thing we saw a lot earlier in the day as Wayne State was getting in trouble. They got 3 times in a row. They got called for a penalty because they weren't releasing the guy after they tackled him.
And you also have to release the ball. If you're the ball carrier, you have to release the ball as soon as you hit the ground.
Kicked away again. Picked up by Iowa Central. Going to try to run this one. He's going to try to string it out to the corner. He's got the edge.
He's
at the 20.
One man to beat.
One guy to beat for the try. Now going to catch up to him right about the 10 marker. And he wasn't able to toss that one. Iowa Central loses control. Wayne State's going back the other way.
I'm not sure
one
why
way to the right.
I'm not sure why the ref didn't call a knock there. Usually when you throw it forward, you get a knock called on you.
As we'll see a ruck there. Wayne State going to try to spread the field here. Going to try to work towards the sideline. As he'll be wrapped up again. Tamalutelli will get out of there after he makes the tackle there for Iowa Central. And the ball's on the ground, picked up by Evan Akers.
And then we got a ball here.
Akers for Iowa Central is down now. He's going to have to flip it out. Akers gets it out now to Lutelli. Tamalutelli trying to move the pile a little bit. Trying to move the ball a little bit for Iowa Central. Flipped out to Quentin Jones. And I believe that's Akers again. Along the right-hand side, going to be looking for the try. He's in there for the try for Iowa Central. So Iowa Central will go on the board with 5.
And that was Akers, you said, right?
I believe so. No. I think they called a penalty. Yeah, so Iowa Central not in there with a try. So penalty, and Wayne State will kick this one away, just trying to get it out of there. A little bit of wind here today. Kind of a wide open, not much blocking.
Nope.
You got fields and fields and fields, kind of wide open. You get a lot of that wind in there.
We'll have a line out here.
I believe Wayne State will be throwing it in. Iowa Central going to try to get control on their side of the pitch right now. It will go back to go. Good play there by Iowa Central, but it is picked up by Wayne State.
Wayne State does a great job with the ruck
I don't think
formation just right off the bat.
I think Iowa Central's getting in trouble because they didn't. No, that was a penalty against Wayne State. I don't think maybe he didn't release the.
I don't think he released the ball in time.
And Iowa Central's going to go for the kick. Quentin Jones going to be kicking this one, the penalty kick.
Penalty kick is worth 3.
Yep, so we'll be trying to put Iowa Central on the board. Like I said, Quentin Jones there for Iowa Central. Sophomore out of Mason City, Iowa. He's going to set it up the way he wants. It'd be big for Iowa Central to get on the board early. 34 minutes to play left in the first quarter. That one's up, and it looked good to me. It is
good.
So Iowa Central's penalty kick is good. Iowa Central on the board first. As we're just about 6 minutes into this ball game, a little bit less than 6 minutes. And Iowa Central will go up 3-0.
You know, and the best thing about rugby is the fact that you have to make them beat you. So, meaning that you get the ball back
when you
after
score.
you score.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good way just to keep tallying up points. You keep scoring, you keep getting the ball back. So this one will be a kickoff here from Wayne State. Iowa Central sets up in the backfield, going to be trying to set up a return.
Yeah, watch that back line there for Iowa Central. They got some speed there.
Yeah, and some people that are new to rugby Basically, the way I would put a kickoff is it's almost like an onside kick in American football. They try to onside kick it or squib it each time. As Iowa Central will pick that one up, kind of what some people are used to is, in American football, you try to kick it out of the back of the end zone to get a touchback.
Yep.
Here in rugby,
Oh,
you're not.
the big
Tom
man.
Alutelli for Iowa Central. He makes a couple of moves now back to Quentin Jones. Ball's down on the pitch, and it's picked up by Iowa Central, but I think they're going to call a forward pass there. And that's unfortunate because Iowa Central had a good lane there, about one guy to beat. Might have had a chance at a try.
Yeah, it was a knock-on. Looks like they're going to set up for a scrum here.
So with the penalty from Iowa Central, they will scrum. Iowa Central's trying to set up that line. One of the big things is you just want to keep spreading the field until you get less and less guys, and then you're able to beat. If you spread it out, the farther you spread it out, the less guys you have there to beat. You might only have one or two guys you have to go around instead of having to go through the middle of about 6 or 7 guys.
Looks like they got to reset the scrum here. Referee didn't like the way the scrum was setting up, so he's going to talk to each team and make sure they realize how to
make sure they're locked
set
up
up
good.
the scrum.
Yep. Wayne State will toss this one in. Now 8 minutes passed, 32 minutes remaining. As the scrum's going, fighting for position, it's tapped in. Wayne
Gotta
State
hook it with your
looking
foot.
for it. Let's see who comes out with it. Wayne State will. Now they're going to toss it over to the left-hand side, and they're just going to try to kick it away. Not a very good kick. A short kick picked up by Iowa Central. A little bit of running room as he's across the 50 to about the 30, not quite to the 40 marker. As I believe Iowa Central's going to have it here. Yes, they are. Now up towards the 40-yard marker. Iowa Central still trying to get in there, trying to move the ball.
Both teams doing a fabulous job.
Iowa Central's got a lane to the right-hand side. He's got one man to beat at the try zone, and he's in for the try. Now he's going to try to set up. What you want to do is try to set up the guy that kicks it.
And it doesn't.
It is.
And the try does not count until the ball touches.
It's touched. Yep, you physically have to grab the ball and touch it down to the ground. And wherever you touch it down from, that's where you got to kick.
Yep, in a direct line out.
Yep. That's where you got to kick to get your 2 points to see if the try is good or not. If the try is good, Iowa Central will add 2 more points on.
If not, it'll be only a 5-point score there.
Yep, and it will stay at 8-0, but hopefully able to knock this one through. Got not a very good angle here as Iowa Central tried running up the try zone a little bit to set it down a little bit farther to angle that kick a little bit better.
But it was a smart move to put that try where it was.
You don't want to get tackled in there and not get the ball down to the ground. So Quentin Jones will set this one up for Iowa Central. Really bad angle, but he made that penalty kick just a moment ago. Good kick by him.
And he's got the wind at his back, which will help there.
So we'll try to see if the try is going to be good. It's up, and it is good. Wow, what a kick there from Quentin Jones as he'll add another 2 points on. And now with 10 minutes gone here in the first period, it's Iowa Central 10, and it's Wayne State 0. So Iowa Central, once again, will get that ball back.
Quentin Jones with 5 out of the 10 points made here.
Yep.
With a penalty kick early in the game.
And the good try.
And the good try there.
So, yeah, he's got 5 points to himself. Usually, that's the same in a lot of the sports. The guys that are good at kicking usually rack up the points.
Yeah, and one thing
point scorer.
Yep, and one thing that amazes me is that he probably has the leg strength to probably make a drop kick.
Yeah. And that one's going to be kicked away a little bit deeper of a kick this time, picked up by Iowa Central, and that is going to be picked up by Quentin Jones once again. One of the leaders out there for Iowa Central. He's going to kick it off and off the ambulance over there as he just kicks it away once he gets it, trying to reset the field position a little bit.
Yep. Try to get better field position. Going to try to win this line in here to get possession and hopefully be in a better spot than the kickoff was.
Wayne State will toss it in, and they'll retain possession. Going to throw it off to the right-hand side. Still spreading that field, trying to find a lane to run. Now they're at their last guy, and good tackle there by Iowa Central. A little bit of extracurriculars there, but that happens in a sport like this.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of extra pushing and shoving sometimes. The wind's still howling. I know we talked about that before the game got going. As Wayne State has this one, they're going to go to the opposite side now, left-hand side, looking for their first points. He's down. Going to have to toss this one backwards. It's a ruck. Out of the ruck comes Wayne State.
Both teams looking very good off the ruck.
And we'll have another one. Wayne State wins it again. They're going to keep trying to push the ball. This is probably the most time that the ball has been down on the Iowa Central side of the field so far today.
And
most of the game has been played from the center over to the Wayne State side.
Looks like there was another knock.
Did we have a knock there? Yeah, we did. So we had a knock, so we'll line up for a scrum.
And Iowa Central's scrum half will throw in the ball.
Yep.
Since it was a knock on Wayne State.
And I would assume if they can get it back to one of those guys in the backfield, I would assume they're probably just going to kick this one away and try to flip that field position back towards their way. Unless they have a good running lane. Because in rugby, if you're new, that's one of the only ways to advance the ball is whether it's kicking it or running it. Otherwise, all your throws have to go backwards. Wayne State will win the scrum, and they're set up. If they score from here, they got a dead-on kick there for the good try.
Yep. Because it all goes back to where you touch the ball down.
And he's continuing to push the pile, getting close to those. We might have got a penalty.
We've got a penalty.
We did. We have a penalty that went against Iowa Central, so now they'll have to set up a defensive line. As Wayne State's going to be looking to find the try zone.
Wayne State takes that quickly.
Not going to find it there. As we'll see, it is going to be Iowa Central ball now. So penalty against Wayne State. Iowa Central will set up with the ball.
That was a really dangerous spot to be for Iowa Central.
Yep. And now they're probably going to boot this one away. Try to get some field position here. As that one will go out of bounds.
Looks like at
about the 30.
Yeah.
Right around the 30 marker is where we'll go out of bounds at.
Line in Wayne State. But line-ins are technically 50-50. It's just and you can get in trouble for throwing it towards one side or the other. And
yep. For the most part, you want to throw it. Obviously, sometimes you get to sway a little bit to the one side or a little bit to the other side. But for the most part, you are going to be trying to throw that one right down the middle.
And, excuse me, Iowa Central is here going to throw it in for the line-in.
So it will be the Tritons. Tritons are in their blue tops and their white bottoms. The Wildcats are wearing the yellow tops, black bottoms. Iowa Central has it now. Going to be looking for some running room along the left-hand side. And, I guess he must have held on to the ball a little bit too long. So Wayne State, that'll be a turnover. Wayne State will get the ball here. Penalty against Iowa Central.
Might have looked like a knock for me because one of Iowa Central's players dove over the ball, which you can't do, so it might have been an offsides.
It could have been, yeah.
After the ball is down, you got to there's an invisible line that happens with the ball,
yep.
So you have to stay on your side until the ball goes out, either way.
So Wayne State will have the one here, and they're going to kick it. Going to be looking to set up some field position down towards the try zone. And he did move it a little bit, but not too much. Not as much as I think he would want to.
Nope, it looks like he's down toward the 20.
Yeah, inside the 20.
A little bit, yeah. And
so we will have another line in here, this one to Wayne State.
And if you notice, they're all staying, the people in the line are all staying between the 10 and 15 meter zone out there on the sidelines.
Yep. As he'll be thrown to the ground, what do we have?
Looks like an offside.
And it will be Iowa Central ball. So Iowa Central will get this one.
With their formation, they look like they're going to
10-0 at the moment.
With their formation, they look like they're going to just boot it out. But no, they're going to run it.
They are going to run it with Lutelli. Tama Lutelli, and he lays the lumber. Lutelli runs over one of the Wayne State players. He's down.
He's still down.
Actually, a former Triton football player. So, a couple of them out here. as Iowa Central's got a chance here. And that one's going to go
Yeah.
out of bounds.
And it looked like he kicked it with his. He looked like one of them kicked it with his foot. So there'll be a penalty there. You can't kick it.
Forward.
You can't kick it forward unless it's a drop kick, in
Right.
which, I mean, it's kind of obvious when you get a drop kick. So they're going to line up for a scrum. Wayne State player.
Down towards the Iowa Central zone.
Wayne State player looks to be all right.
Yeah, he's up now. Obviously doesn't want to go off because in rugby, if you go off, you're done. You can't come back on. There are a couple exceptions, but for the most part, once you leave the pitch, you're out. So if Iowa Central makes any substitutions, the person that comes off will not be able to enter the pitch again. As the scrum's happening, pushing it a little bit towards Iowa Central's way. The ball is towards Wayne State, though. And let's see. Oh, it's going to be Iowa Central ball. Looks
Iowa
like it was a
Central
penalty against Wayne State, so Iowa Central will get the ball. And I think they're going to kick it.
And
Yeah, Quentin Jones is going to set up for another penalty kick.
Quentin's asking for the tee right now.
So Quentin Jones will set up. He's going to drink a little bit of water first. That's one thing. When they are setting up, have a stoppage like this, they're setting up a kick, sometimes you'll see the sidelines will throw water bottles in. They'll take a quick drink and then throw them back out.
And we do, and just like in soccer, we have a continuous clock here.
Yep. Clock will continue to roll. 22:15 to play in the first period as Quentin Jones sets up for his second penalty kick, trying to add 3 more points onto the board for Iowa Central.
And 3 more points to his already 5-point total here.
He's got 5. This one's not too much different from the one before. That one looks good. It is.
And it is another
Quentin
3.
Jones, another penalty kick. And, man, he is definitely the leader there for Iowa Central kicking-wise. As he does most of the kicking, he'll do the kickoffs. Or he did the kickoff. He also has done the penalty kick and the try kick.
So he's got 8 on the day, which is the most of either side because Wayne State has yet to score.
Right, 13-0 is the score with 21:26 to play here in the first half. We'll play another 40 after this. We'll take a short break. And
About
then we'll play
5 minutes
40.
roughly for halftime. And
as Wayne State will kick this one off once again.
we do have kind of stoppage time-ish.
As
The
it's taken by the Tritons.
referee's discretion as to how much time is added at the end of a game for stoppage.
Iowa Central trying to push this one up the field, trying to break away there. At about the 40-meter mark. Iowa Central pushing it up. Iowa Central's got some running room to the 50, now to the 40-meter mark, and finally brought down near the 30-meter mark. Not quite to the 20, as Iowa Central's going to be trying to push this ball out and string it. Probably going to go right, I would assume. No, they're going to go straight up the middle. As Iowa Central will push a few guys out of there, trying to get some running room. And now they'll lose a handle on it. That goes back to almost the 50-meter mark. As Iowa Central's going to keep moving it. Tomalutelli for the Tritons. Moving up. He's laid some lumber on some guys tonight. The 40-meter mark is where he's going to be down at, and it is going to be a penalty kick. So Quentin Jones is going to try another one here from the 40-meter mark.
He's asking for the tee. Wow.
He is. Yeah. That one's pretty interesting. This will be the longest one he's kicked so far today.
Yep.
But he's got a pretty good angle.
And the wind is at his back.
The angle that he's at is a very good angle.
Looks like it's darn near straight on.
Pretty close. A little bit to the left-hand side. So Quentin Jones will set up 19:31 to play here in the first period. As Quentin sets it up a little bit behind the 40-meter mark. So it'll be about, I would say probably about 43. Near that. And it's up and it's through. It's good. So Quentin Jones adds another 3 points on with that penalty kick. Now up to 16. He's another one of those guys that played football for the Tritons and now switched over to rugby. He played a little bit of rugby in high school. Did not kick for the Triton football team, but definitely can kick here for the Triton rugby team.
Yeah, he's proven it today. His leg has gotten him 11 points.
So
Him and the
team's
Tritons,
total
11 points.
16-0 is the score for the Tritons. Tritons trying to move on to play in March in the Elite Eight. That'll happen down in Texas. As this one will be just punted out. Iowa Central trying to flip the field position a little bit.
And it'll go out at roughly midfield, just shy of midfield.
Yep, just shy there of the 50-meter mark.
Line-in will happen here. Nope. Looks like Wayne
State will throw it in.
Yep.
Iowa Central not able to get their hands on it there on the line-in.
And
we'll see,
offsides here.
Yeah. No, I think it was a knock. We'll have a scrum.
Iowa Central is going to try to hook it. You got to hook it with your foot back to the fullback there, who's going to go around and try to
your
get
arms
it.
are both locked up.
Yep. You cannot
So he
touch
gets
it
it
with
out.
your hands.
He gets it out. Iowa Central going to try to spread the field a little bit here. Evan Akers for the Tritons going to move it out to the left-hand side. And brought down. Iowa Central going to continue to move this one. Quentin over to Akers. Akers at the 20. And he's going to be brought out of bounds.
At
probably about a little bit inside the 20-meter mark. As Iowa Central was forced out. Out of bounds is an enemy for an offense.
Yeah.
As if you're pushed out of bounds, then it does go to the other team.
At least for the line-in chance.
Yeah, the line-in gets thrown by the opposite team. So Wayne State will throw the line in here. And it's controlled by Wayne State. They're going to flip it out left. Now they're going to kick. And it's blocked a little bit by the Tritons. And they're going to get their hands on it. Iowa Central looking for some running room, and he's going to get swallowed up.
Rucks form immediately here. Iowa Central trying to get something going here right off the ruck.
Yeah, they're trying to get the advantage off the ruck. We'll set up for another one. And there goes the runner. He's at the 20-meter mark. One guy to beat to get into the try zone, and he will score. And he'll set it up right straight on. Not that Quentin Jones would need him to do that.
No.
But he will set it up almost straight on. So Iowa Central adds another 5. And Quentin's going to be coming in to try to add another 2.
Now 21-0 right off the bat. That honestly, we've seen that all year long.
Yeah, Iowa Central, they've scored a lot of points. So far, their offense is very, very high. And I think that has a lot to do with the penalty kicking ability by the Tritons.
And just the speed, too. We've got a lot of speed demons out here.
Yeah. Yep, they're pretty quick.
Quentin Jones going to set up for the conversion try here.
And this would probably be the easiest one he has so far.
And just a walk in the park here.
But you never know. Anything can happen. He could shank one. Hopefully not. And it's up.
And it's good. Quentin Jones with 13.
15 minutes now left, halfway through, or a little bit under halfway through our first period. And Iowa Central with a commanding lead. But obviously, definitely not out of it for Wayne State. As we've seen in rugby, you can score very quickly, especially when you get the ball back right after you score. You can score very quickly in this game. So Wayne State definitely not out of it. We are still early. Got a lot of time
Central
to play.
Still got to be on their toes, ready for anything.
Still about 54 minutes of total time left, plus any of the added time. We have about 14 minutes left here in our first period, and then we'll jump on over. We got another 40 to go in our next one.
Really short half, only 5 minutes, so we'll be right back after, halftime. So.
Wayne State will kick it off. This one's taken by the Tritons. They got some running room. Iowa Central has got running room. Now we'll toss it backwards. Picked up by Wayne State. Now Wayne State trying to flip the field position. Going to go the other way, and he's going to lose it out of bounds. That'll be Iowa Central ball.
Iowa Central line in here.
As Iowa Central, you can hear them down there. getting a little bit of hyped up. Trying to keep the momentum rolling their way. So we'll set up for a no, we're not gonna. Okay, so instead of instead of the line in, we're gonna set up for a penalty. So it will be a scrum. So it was a penalty.
You can elect to do either a scrum or a line in.
Iowa Central will do the scrum.
Taps in, and we're set to battle here.
And they do kick it out, so Iowa Central will win that scrum. And it will be picked up. Taken by the Tritons. Trying to set up that ruck now right in front of us. Flipped out Akers for the Tritons. Continuing to try to push that one away. And Iowa Central still moving this one. Lutelli is at the 20-meter mark right now. Lutelli's brought down.
I'm back, yep.
Iowa Central, you can hear Wayne State trying to call out where Iowa Central's going with it. They are calling left, 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 left. That's exactly where Iowa Central went. Jones will flip it over. Iowa Central's got some running room inside the 20-meter mark at about the 10-meter mark. And Iowa Central about 10 meters away from that try. Are we going to see a penalty kick? Yes, we are. So Iowa Central will set up for another penalty kick.
Quentin Jones bringing out that tee once more.
12:05 to play here in the first quarter. 23 points for Iowa Central. As Wayne State still not able to find the scoreboard. Jones will set up, looking for another three.
Jones been perfect here.
Yeah, with all of his kinks.
Going 5 for 5, looking for his sixth, and up and through. So 6 for 6 here.
26 points so far for the Tritons, as we are about under our 11-minute mark, about 11 minutes left here in the first period. Wayne State will kick off once again. Iowa Central just trying to put as many points up as possible. Obviously, they know that Wayne State can definitely score some points. So they want to try to get as many while they have the rally.
Yeah. And the unique thing, like we said before, is that you get the ball back right after a score. So you can't sleep on a 26-point lead at all, because one score by Wayne State could mount a rally here.
Yep, and Wayne State, they scored, then they would get the ball back. So Iowa Central will set up here, I believe. Let's see what they decide to do. Are they going to set up? Oh, they're going to set up for a line out. Iowa Central will throw it in. Going to be trying to get it back into their backfield and find some running room. It is picked up by the Tritons. Now they're going to try to flip it out left. Iowa Central running with it.
Drop kick just over the first line of defense of Wayne State, but Wayne State just got it.
Wayne State's got the ball. They're going to be running down the field with it.
Looking for that try zone. Iowa
Central. Picked up by Iowa Central. Iowa Central's going to try to spread this one out. Fighting for that one in there.
Ref's got an advantage going. Gonna call the penalty off that advantage. Tried to let him play a little bit, but wasn't going to go anywhere, so the ref called that penalty.
And we'll set up for a scrum. So a scrum about the 20-meter mark, as Iowa Central needs to get this one out of a danger zone. Playing within their own side right now.
Looks like
it is a scrum towards Wayne State, though.
Yep, Wayne State's going to throw in the scrum here. Both sides battling, trying to hook it in, hook it out.
And it is going to be Wayne State that's going to get it. They got to get all the guys out of the scrum now. And Wayne State's going to be running for the try zone. They're getting closer. Last time they got close, though, they forced a penalty, and Iowa Central was able to kick it out of there. And we're going to get a penalty, but it is going to be against Iowa Central. And so it will be Wayne State here with the penalty, I believe. And are they going to kick it?
Let's see.
Nope, they're gonna try to run it here. So they're gonna stay with it. They're gonna try to run it.
And
we'll try to see who comes out of this one with it, out of the ruck. Looks like, I don't know, I can't for sure see where the ball is. It's in the middle of all those guys right now. They got a big ruck going on.
It's pretty much a huge ruck.
Yeah, I don't know where I don't know if anybody knows where the ball is.
Not even
both teams are fighting for it right now. Wayne State ends up coming out with it. They're gonna
comes out with it, trying a new spot for the try.
As Iowa Central now fighting in another ruck. And I believe, yeah, Wayne State still got the ball right now. And as they're trying to get more towards the center when they score, obviously they would take a score either way. It is going to be a penalty against the Tritons. And so Wayne State will have the ball once again. Really close to that try zone, probably only about 5 meters away.
Taking that immediately, trying to catch Iowa Central off guard.
Wayne State now will go to the ground. It will be a ruck and a penalty against Iowa Central. I don't think they released the tackler in time, so that's what the penalty is going to be called.
Dangerous spot as they are literally right in front of the
And they're going to kick this one, I believe.
Post. Yep. Through
so Wayne State's going to – no, he's just tying his shoe. Never mind.
Looked like somebody threw a tee, but –
yeah, it looked like – I think he lost his shoe, and that's what they picked up and threw to him. But, yeah, originally it looked like that he was setting up a tee there, going to try to kick it in. But, no, Wayne State, they need points. They're going to try to go for the try with 6:50 to play here in the first period. And they're going to switch the positions around from right to left. They had their guys, they had them strung out to the right-hand side, but now they found more room to that left-hand side. They do got a couple guys there to the right. Maybe they'll try to throw Iowa Central off by throwing more guys to the left-hand side and then actually going to the right with it. The less guys you have, the less defenders usually are guarding you. And that's what they will do. They'll go to the right-hand side. Going to be looking for some running room around that corner, and he gets shoved out of bounds. Good job there by the Tritons as they're able to force him out of bounds. That's exactly what Wayne State did not want. They were trying to go down there before they got to the out-of-bounds line, and Tom Lutelli will throw it in for the Tritons. Iowa Central will set up. Going to probably just try to kick this one out of there. They can get a good kick, maybe past the 50-meter mark.
Man, that was a big defensive stand, knowing where you were on the pitch and throwing it out to the out-of-bounds.
But Iowa Central might have lost it there. Oh, no, now they got it. They try to kick it back to Quinton, and they do get it back to Quinton. Quinton gets a good kick there for Iowa Central and gets it across the 50-meter mark. Let's see where they officially mark him. Just past the 50-meter mark, and that's where Wayne State will throw it in from. Good job there by Quinton Jones. He flips the field. So that's the guy, obviously, they wanted to get to.
Yeah.
They know the guy with the leg strength.
The guy to get him out of danger there, Quinton Jones. He's been instrumental so far in Iowa Central's rugby match here.
As Wayne State will pick that one up. They've got the ball, but they're in a bad position as they're down towards their own territory. Going to be trying to get back into that Iowa Central territory. A good tackle there by the Tritons. They'll bring him down. We'll have a ruck. And we do have a penalty. I don't think Iowa Central once again did not release that tackler. And so this will be Wayne State ball.
They're going to kick it up. They're going to pick it and kick it, try to get better field position here.
Yep, they do. We'll do a kick, and that one will go out of bounds. Not very good there, as he probably only got about 20 meters on that one, as it sails out of bounds.
Looks like just past the 40.
Yep, get a little bit more position. It will be a line out here for Wayne State. As they'll pick him up, and Iowa Central almost got that one. And I think they did. Iowa Central got it in off the line out, and now the Tritons are going to be running with it. Down the left-hand side, looking for some room. It's Akers. Akers breaks a couple of defenders. He's got one guy to beat. Akers at the 20, to the 10, 5. Akers scores, and he drops it down right in front of the post. So Akers breaks 2 or 3 defenders, runs around another, and he's into the try zone for the Tritons. Iowa Central will put another 5 points up on the board, adding to their lead now 31-0, and Quentin Jones will set up for those extra 2 points.
Man, that Akers, he's got some wheels.
He's got speed, yes.
And that ability to break 1 or 2 tackles and then juke out a third was... Give that boy some credit.
Yeah.
Quentin Jones setting up
Another Iowa Central sophomore.
Yeah, Quentin Jones setting up for a little chip shot here. Been perfect so far, 6 for 6.
They will have a guy run out there trying to throw Quentin off, but it's going to take a little bit more than just having a guy run at him, as he'll add 2 more up onto the board. Now with 3 minutes to play here in the first period, it's your Iowa Central Tritons 33, and it's the home team, the Wayne State Wildcats, at 0. So Wayne State going to be trying to get on the board, but hey, Iowa Central scores 33 in the first. Wayne State definitely could score 33 or more in the second. Hopefully, obviously our sake, and we're hoping not so, but it's still a ball game.
Still a ball game.
We've talked about that.
Yep, ticking down towards the 2.5-minute mark left to go in the first half of play.
Nice mild conditions out here. We did have a little bit of a wind. We talked about the wind, but otherwise it's not too chilly. It's not too warm. It's just a nice day out here in Wayne, Nebraska. As that one will be picked up, I believe, by the Tritons, or did Wayne State get their hands on it?
Looks like Iowa Central had it and immediately had a knock on, so we're going to have a scrum here on the far side of the field.
Yep. 67 degrees is the temperature out here.
Yeah, it feels
no rain
about right.
Yeah, and that's the high for today. No rain in the forecast, but it's supposed to be sunny as it is. A little bit cloudy, but you do got that sun out there. 67 degrees. It's a nice day to play rugby in November. As we'll have the scrum here. Wayne State will throw it in. They're going to try to kick it back. Obviously, we talked about can't use your hands there. Got to hook it with your foot. As they'll get it out, now they're going to run left. Wayne State's on the move. Across the 50-meter mark. And he's going to be brought down. He will dump it off, though, before they have to get into a ruck.
Now, another interesting thing, if that ball bounces forward from a pass, that is a knock.
Good tackle there by Iowa Central as he's able to bring it down. Obviously lets him go right away. And now Iowa Central's got the ball. And they got some running room off the right-hand side. He'll have to cut back as he kind of stumbled a little bit. And he's brought down short of the 40-meter mark. Going to be looking for some more room. Iowa Central with it right now. And he'll go down. It will be a ruck. Picked up by Wayne State. And no, they're going to say penalty against Wayne State, so Iowa Central will get it. I assume Quinton's not going to kick from here, is he? No, he's not. Oh, he is. Quentin Jones is going to try this one from about 45. Yeah, I would say about 45 meters. I guess it's not too far behind one of them he made earlier in the day already. So
pretty darn close. I think it was a 43 earlier in the day.
Yeah, this one's about 45. I would say maybe 46. Is this where he'll try this penalty kick from? Wayne State's setting up in case it's a bad one. They're able to pick it up and go. They got a line ready to go. Got a couple guys at the 20-meter mark. Got some guys, I'd say about 30, 10, 5, and then got about 3 guys there in the try zone. Nice crowd out here as well, out at the Wayne Rugby Park. That one is up, might be short. No, it's wide to the left.
Wide to the left, and
so just a bit wide there for Quentin. He will not get that one through, and it will be touched down into the Iowa Central try zone by Wayne State. And that will bring the ball out to about the 30-meter mark, and that's where Wayne State will start from.
It's 000 on the scoreboard clock here, but ref does have discretion on extra time.
Yep, so we will see a little bit of extra time, but yes. As I mentioned, no time on the clock, and this one will be just kicked away. Field position-wise, I don't know how much extra time they're going to have. Iowa Central will have it. We'll have a ruck down there. Iowa Central maybe could put some more points on the board here before we end our first period. As they're going to string it out left, Tomalutelli. Actually he drops it before he went down, so it won't be Wayne State. Now Wayne State dropped it before he went down, but no, they say that he was down before he was down, so it will be ball to Wayne State. They won't have a ruck. They'll have to stop play as Iowa Central picked the ball up and started running with it.
Yeah, it looks like Iowa Central just a little bit too long on that hold. So,
and that one is kicked almost directly out of bounds. Oh, as that the referee says is the end of the first period, so the extra time is over. 0-0 is on the board, but on the right side of the board you see double threes as Iowa Central has put up 33 points here in the first period. Wayne State 0. That's going to end our first period of play. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes for the start of our second half of play. But from out here at the Wayne Rugby Park for your first half, it's Iowa Central 33. It's Wayne State 0. You're listening to Triton Rugby right here on the Triton Nation Network.
Picture yourself being in a play or musical at the collegiate level. I did at Iowa Central.
Picture yourself becoming a nurse. I did at Iowa Central.
Picture yourself playing college football. I did at Iowa Central.
Over 45 degree programs.
26 athletic
An
programs.
extensive performing arts department.
#1 in transfer rate.
Great placement rates.
Beautiful on-campus living.
A big university feel without the big time price.
Picture yourself here. Be a part of Triton Nation today.
Picture yourself being in a play or musical at the collegiate level. I did at Iowa Central.
Picture yourself becoming a nurse. I did at Iowa Central.
Picture yourself playing college football. I did at Iowa Central.
Over 45 degree programs.
26 athletic
An
programs.
extensive performing arts department.
#1 in transfer rate.
Great placement rates.
Beautiful on-campus living.
A big university feel without the big time price.
Picture yourself here. Be a part of Triton Nation today.
Picture yourself dancing at a college level. I did at Iowa Central. Picture yourself in one of over 45 degree programs. I did at Iowa Central. Picture yourself being on campus in apartment-style living. I did at Iowa Central.
Over 45 degree programs.
26 athletic
An
programs.
extensive performing arts department.
#1 in transfer rate.
Great placement rates.
Beautiful on-campus living.
A big university feel without the big time price.
Picture yourself here. Be a part of Triton Nation today. big school, but why do that when I could come to Iowa Central? It's a 2-year college that thinks it's a 4-year university. 1,200 of us live on campus in apartment-style living. We have 21 sports teams, performing arts, and lots of other student clubs and activities. New buildings, new programs. Iowa Central is affordable, offers scholarships, and in just 2 years, I could be making serious money or transfer my credits toward a bachelor's degree. That's my story. Come join us.
Back here out at the Wayne Rugby Park in Wayne, Nebraska. Zernig Stahl along with Devin. And
Yep, I'm over here.
got 40 minutes back up on the clock as Wayne State will kick this one off to Iowa Central.
Quentin Jones, the talk of the day here, going 6 for 7, only missing that 45-meter penalty kick toward the end of the first half here.
Iowa Central started off, and we had a whistle to start off right away. Kind of nice when they have the scrums and stuff down towards our end here.
So we can see the action right
yeah,
here.
and you can actually work close enough you can hear them. So we will set up for a scrum. Iowa Central will toss this one in. Going to try to get back to their backfield. The fullback is.
Actually, it looks like Wayne State's going to throw this one in.
Oh, yeah, no, Wayne State is. Okay. I saw the Iowa Central guy there. I thought Iowa Central was throwing that one in. Looks like we got another penalty here against Iowa Central. So another one here against Iowa Central. Wayne State set up in good field position. Wayne State just right near their 20-meter mark. And they're going to go for the PK. So they're going to attempt their first one as they ask for their tee.
Kind of at an awkward angle, though.
Yeah, a little bit. He's really far the out-of-bounds line. All the way to the left-hand side.
Looks like about almost toward that 5 meter mark there before the
before out of bounds.
sideline. Yeah.
Yep. So I would say about 7 meters, maybe a little bit longer.
And about, I'd say about 21, maybe 22 meters from the tri-post.
So we'll see if he's able to put this one through. He sets it up a lot different than Quentin does. His is almost straight up in the air. Quentin's is basically laying down on the grass. Wayne State's going to go with the one up in the air. We'll see if he's able to punch this one through for Wayne State's first 3 points. The kick is up, and I think it's going to be short. It is. It had the angle. I think if he would have had enough leg to it, I think he might have been able to punch that one through. But not enough leg, and he's going to be thrown down. Wayne State's thrown down there by Iowa Central, and a little bit of a wrestling match going on.
Looks like.
And we will have a penalty here against Iowa Central. So Iowa Central went a little aggressive, and Wayne State's is going to pick it up and go. They're trying to catch Iowa Central off guard, as they kind of caught me off guard a little bit there. As they're going to try to run with it, we do got a little bit of a ruck.
Looks like.
And now we got a fight going on.
Now we're getting a little chippy here.
Yeah. They got to be careful they don't get a yellow card. Otherwise, they'll have to sit for 10 minutes, and the team will be down a player. So if you get a yellow card, you have to sit for 10 minutes, and your team does not get to add another player.
Nope.
So then we'd play 15 against 14, or if one from each were to get a yellow card, then we'd play 14 against 14, or however that works out. So you don't get to add another player to your side.
At least for that 10 minutes, which in this sport, it's a pretty long time.
And Iowa Central did get a card. So Iowa Central will be short a player, as they did get carded there. So Iowa Central will play 15 against 14 for the rest, for a few minutes at least. And actually, I think did I see a red card?
I don't know.
Okay. Iowa Central getting a little bit of aggressive now. Both teams definitely getting a little bit of aggressive, as we will see another penalty kick. As Wayne State's going to try to put this one through.
More of a dead-on shot here. About the same position on the field from the tri-post.
But he's straight on this time. Has a little bit better of an angle. But last time, he had a good angle. Well, he didn't have a good angle, but he had the distance. Had the angle, does not have the distance.
No,
see if he has enough distance this time, and I think he does. No, he missed it off the right-hand side. So it's wide to the right, and Iowa Central will get it.
The remainder of the game.
Yeah, so... Okay, so we heard the official announcement from the PA guy. It was an actual ejection, not just a 10-minute penalty. So Iowa Central will play 15 against 14 for the rest of the ball game.
Which looks like to be about 35, ticking down towards 35 minutes.
Yeah, about 35 minutes left on the clock. Now in 15s, they might be, you still have 14 people out there. Now imagine they do that in 7s. Now you're down to 6 guys. You're playing 7-on-6. There's a lot of open field there. So here in 15s, I don't think it's as big of a problem, but still, you're short one guy. As we do have a little bit of a ruck going on there. Wayne State will pick it up.
Now we know the refs are going to call, though.
Yeah, they're trying to
strict
control
there.
the game a little bit.
Yeah.
Trying to keep control of it. We did have in the first period, we did have a little bit of talking. This time we had a little bit of pushing and shoving, and then went, unfortunately, against Iowa Central. As we will have a penalty against Iowa Central. Now Wayne State attempt to kick again. I don't think so. No, they won't.
No.
I was wondering if they were going to try to attempt again, trying to get some points on the board here with 34 minutes remaining. Now they're just going to run it across the 20-meter mark. Down on the ground as Iowa Central's trying to get out of there, trying not to get a penalty, and they do. They don't release the runner. They've done that quite a few times tonight. They take him down to the ground, and they just don't release him.
Both teams, honestly, doing a really good job of getting reinforcements to the ball carrier right at the tackle, right at contact. So
And now Quentin Jones over there talking to the referee, trying to figure out what they're talking about. And now Iowa Central will huddle up. So we'll see what comes out of this. Okay, Iowa Central figured out their game plan. Now they got to spread back out. They came in, got the game plan. Now they're back out. Going to be trying to shut Wayne State down. Here's Wayne State getting close to putting their first points up across the 20-meter mark.
Iowa Central has been here before, though, twice.
Yeah, and they've been bailed out, one by an out of bounds and one by a penalty. That out of bounds was huge. Wayne State was really knocking on the door there about the 2-meter mark towards the tri-zone, and it ended up pushing them out of bounds, and Iowa Central got that ball. Now some more pushing and shoving as the ball's going to be run. Wayne State has a chance at a try, and he will. No, I don't think he touched it. I don't think he touched it. They did. They called it. Okay. At first, I didn't think that he touched it down.
He didn't touch it down, but another guy, another Wayne State player did pick it up and then touched it right back down.
Did he? Okay.
So Wayne State with their first points on the game. A try is worth 5.
With 32 minutes to play here in the second period, Wayne State gets on the board 33-5 as they're going to try to put 2 in. They've had a little bit of trouble in the kicking game, so we'll see if they can get it on track here. A couple of PK opportunities, and with Wayne State trailing by a little bit of a margin, those 6 points might come back to hurt them a little bit.
Yeah, and we've got looks like he's got the same angle, but just the other side of the field. That weird angle there.
That first PK that he had, might be a little bit farther back than before as well. He's going to try to put this one through. And we'll see, taking his time. He'll put it up, and I think he punched it through this time. Yes, he did. He did punch it through, so an extra 2 points for Wayne State. They get the kicking game going. And with 31 minutes to play, 31 minutes and 30 seconds to play here in the second quarter, I guess I should say in the ball game, that's all we have left. It's Iowa Central 33, and it's Wayne State 7. This is exactly what we were talking about earlier. Now Wayne State's going to continue to get the ball back.
Yep. And it's up to Iowa Central to stop them.
Yeah, Iowa Central's going to have to score again to be able to push the momentum back their way. As Iowa Central's going to get a good break there as they get the kick. Once it goes 10 meters, Iowa Central can recover it, and they do. So now Iowa Central in the good here. They got the ball. Going to be running towards that tri-zone through the Wayne State side of the field.
Looks like they're rucking at, looks like about the 40, roughly.
And now up towards the 20, near the 20-meter mark. Down that far side of the field. Down on the ground once again. We got a big ruck going on. Lutelli's going to pick it up. He's going to try to push the pile. He moves a few guys out of the way. But he's shut down. And Iowa Central will ruck once again. Again, Iowa Central runs the play. Some teams you see, while they're having a ruck here, we can talk about it. Some teams you see, they like to get it and continue to toss it out, spread to the sideline. Iowa Central, they like to use some of their power sometimes, as Iowa Central likes to get it and just run right through the middle. The Tritons will kick it down towards the tri-zone. It's picked up by the Tritons. Has a chance. And no, he's going to be brought down. Once again, Iowa Central trying to stay in bounds, and no, they're going to say he went out. That's unfortunate for the Tritons as they were getting really close to the tri-zone there.
That out-of-bounds zone is the enemy for both teams. Same side of the pitch, about the same area.
Yeah, when you're on offense, definitely want to stay away from that out-of-bounds line. And now Wayne State's going to try to get the line out here and just kick it away. Iowa Central tips it, and it is going to be picked up by Wayne State. They're going to kick it. If Iowa Central could have got a block, that would have been nice. And, I thought maybe the Tritons were going to pick it up at the 20-meter mark, but we do have a – what do we have? Penalty.
Looks like
somebody
it was offside.
Yeah, somebody was offsides. So Iowa Central –
we'll scrum for it here.
Yep. Real close to that tri-zone once again. Iowa Central going to be trying to get this one.
Looks like Wayne State with the throw-in for that scrum.
Iowa Central trying to get their feet on it. And they always tap the big guys in there, letting them know it's on the way. So Wayne State does get control of it now, and they're going to kick it away. Good kick there. Wow, look at the spiral on that one. Because that's what you're looking for when you punt like that, trying to get that spiral. Iowa Central will pick it up and try to return. Iowa Central at the 50. It's Akers. He broke one off earlier. He's at the 20. And unfortunately, he's going to throw it out of bounds near the 20-meter mark. So Akers with that burst of speed once again. He's like a returner, man. He gets that ball, and he just bursts through across the 40 and is brought down around the 20-meter mark, or excuse me, he threw it out of bounds around the 20-meter mark, and it will be a scrum, I believe, with Wayne State getting to toss this one in as Akers threw it out of bounds. 27 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Iowa Central 33. It's Wayne State 7. We are in the regionals, trying to get to the Elite 8. And
Here comes a throw.
Yep, it's in. It's out to Wayne State. Wayne State going to try to move this one. They do kick it and trying to spread the field. Once again, Iowa Central is going to try to return. The last time Wayne State kicked it like this, Iowa Central was able to return it and was able to move quite a ways down the field. Jones has got it over to Akers. Akers has got a burst of speed at the 20. He's got one guy to beat for the try zone, and he will be in for the try. So that's the key to Iowa Central's game plan is you get Akers out in space, and he's got nobody able to catch him. There was one guy to beat both times when he scored off of a big run. There's only been one guy to beat, and he kind of just breaks that kid a little bit as he goes left, goes back right, and into the try zone, puts that one down for the try. Now, unfortunately, Quentin is going to have a little bit of a rough angle here to be able to put these extra 2 points in, as he's going to be inside that 5-meter mark to the sidelines. I would say probably about 2 meters towards the sidelines. Maybe he's going to get a little bit of extra here.
Maybe about 4.5 meters. Almost to that 5
water
meter.
in there for the guys. First time we've had a real big water break in the second half. So just throwing the bottles in, getting a couple drinks, and then throwing them back out.
Continuous clock.
Yep, clock will continue to roll down. Quentin taking a little bit of time here, and he'll set up for the kick. It's up, and it's going to be wide. Oh, no, it hooked.
But it was still a little
but
bit
it was still short. When they first kicked it, it looked like it was going well wide to the right. I should have gave his hook a little bit of credit there, as that one started to go left and farther left and left and left, and finally just hooked a little bit, and it kind of dropped down in front. If you had had a little bit of more leg power to it, unfortunately, though, if you would have had more leg power to it, it might have had too much of a hook and could have gone left there, unfortunately, for him. But either way, Iowa Central adds another 5 points to the lead, as they'll take their 33-7 lead up to a 38-7 lead with 25 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the ball game. So that's exactly what we talked about. Wayne State got the score, and we knew Iowa Central had to get a score so they get the ball back. What do? They punch it in, get a score, and now they're going to have the ball. And that's unfortunate for Wayne State's side, as Iowa Central's offense has been pretty good so far today. That's kind of been the rough patch for Wayne State is Iowa Central's offense. I mean, Iowa Central has had good defense as well, but you don't need as good as defense if you keep scoring as well as Iowa Central is. So you get the offense going there, the defense doesn't have to work as hard. As the wind has kind of died out a little bit. Still got some gust here and there, but it's not a constant wind blow throughout the Wayne Rugby Park.
And when we first got here, it was steady gust.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, definitely. Got some other. It's a nice place around here. Nice facility. Got some softball fields. Looks like 2, 3, 4 softball fields along with the rugby field. So we got a nice facility out here. As now that I talked about the wind a little bit, now it's constantly picking up, and we're going to see constant bursts of wind, but that's all right. As Iowa Central, I believe Iowa Central tossing it in here for the line out. It will be the Tritons.
Yep. Tritons with the line out. Win the line out.
Yep, they win it. Now they're going to be, we're going to see a penalty, or at least a a whistle. Try to catch what that whistle was, and I think we're going to get a scrum now. So both teams will set up for the scrum just behind the 40-meter mark. And I believe Wayne State will be putting it in. So just a reminder to some people, maybe you're just joining us, Iowa Central is down a player. They're playing 15 on 14 with Wayne State having all 15 of the guys. Iowa Central getting a red card a little bit, actually very early in that. I think there was only about 2 minutes gone in that second period when Iowa Central lost their 15th player. As Wayne State has it now, trying to look for some offense. They need to get on the board, and they need to get on the board quickly. As they're going to toss it to a few guys. They're running dangerously close to that sideline. Obviously, we talked about you do not want to get near that sideline, as that's the enemy of the offense.
Getting a little bit chippy out there with that, with those rucks there.
There's a lot of pushing and pulling.
But ref hasn't called anything. And
no, the ref's not basically isn't paying attention to that area. He's trying to watch the ball as we still have some more pushing. Lutelli is going to be fighting through this one. Lutelli's loose. Tama Lutelli. He's got a chance to get there. And wow, what a burst. Doesn't quite have the burst of Evan Akers, but he has the strength. He's able to pull a couple guys over there. And he finds himself, I don't know, he probably got 30, 40 meters there. As now Iowa Central going to be looking for that try zone. It's Akers. Akers is in, and he'll touch it down for the Iowa Central try. So that Iowa Central try set up there, right there. It's going to go to Akers, but it's set up by Tama Lutelli. Nothing could have happened there without him rushing the ball for about 30 meters there before finally getting down.
That big man just kept trucking along. He had at one point 2 defenders hanging off of him, just shook him off.
So with 21 minutes to play here, Iowa Central will get another water break as Quentin Jones will set up for another tough extra point. As once again, it's going to be from a very awkward angle. Obviously, Akers, they're not able to run up the field before tapping it down.
Akers has at least 15, 10 of which have come here in the second half.
Nice. And obviously we know the day that Quentin Jones is having so far.
He is 6 for 8, missing
but there's really no
conversion.
There's really no missing beat right now for Iowa Central. Now 14, but before then they had all 15 guys and they were all working together. They're all clicking. And like I said, there's not a missing beat so far. The Iowa Central rugby team playing very well. Trying to end themselves with a Elite 8 bid.
It looks like the try there the conversion was no good.
Yeah, another little awkward angle there for Quentin. So now 20 minutes, we're about halfway done here in our second period. 20 minutes gone. As Wayne State will set up to kick it off. It's kicked and fumbled there by Iowa Central. Now they'll pick it up. I believe they took Tama Lutelli out now.
And there's a shoe on the field.
Yeah, so somebody lost their shoe. This one's going to be Manny Murillo. Manny Murillo is going to be brought down. Iowa Central number 2. And he tosses it over to Akers. Akers is loose again. He tosses it off to another Iowa Central player. He's going to be in for the try. And wow, what a burst of speed. So it's not just Akers that's got the burst of speed. He got a lot of other Tritons with that as well. As that one's going to be in for another Iowa Central try. Now leading this one 48-7. Wow.
Man, oh man.
That one was quick. That just shows you right there how quick you can score here in a game of rugby.
That was about maybe a minute and a half.
Yeah. I wouldn't say much more than that.
Speaking of time, we've gone a little over halfway here in the second half.
Yep, about 19 minutes, right around 19 minutes to play here in our second half.
Now that's just unofficial because
you will have a little bit of extra time.
Yep.
Yep, depends on the ref, right?
Yep.
Gwen will set this one up. be doing the kicking.
Yeah, like you mentioned before, his tee setup's kind of weird.
Yeah, well,
It's kind of
it's
almost
different
flat.
from what the guy from Wayne State's doing. I guess I
Yep.
can't say what is the normal way to set it up. I guess however suits you best.
Wayne State looks more like an American football tee, and
Right, it's straight up and down, and then Quentin's is more laying down, almost flat. Oh, the tee. As that one was up and good, so Iowa Central will add another 2 on, now 50-7.
Quentin is 7 for 10 here with
kicks.
kicks, and he looks like he is at an even 20 here.
Oh, point-wise.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, another
Iowa-
break.
Yeah, Iowa Central running with it across the 50-meter mark. Now still running. He's got 3 or 4 Wildcats on top of him, and he runs for another extra 5-6 yards at a time. Quentin's going to grab it now, just kick that one forward. Is it going to be picked up by Iowa Central? Who picks it up? Iowa Central in good field position if they're able to grab it. No, I believe it's Wayne State. So the Wildcats will have it, needing some points.
They are pinned deep in their territory.
The Wildcats are going to need to score and score quickly and score a lot. Those are the 3 keys for the Wildcats the rest of the way. Iowa Central needs to continue what they're doing. Don't change a thing. As Iowa Central looking for some speed around the right-hand side, he's going to be down, and he'll have to flip it off.
Advantage being played here by the ref.
As it's flipped up, Iowa Central continues to push across, let's see, almost to the 20-meter mark, not quite. And we got a ruck there, I believe, for the Tritons. Yes, the Tritons win the ruck.
Both teams doing very well off the ruck. Not very many turnovers off the ruck.
Iowa Central down the sideline, and he's unfortunately out of bounds. So Wayne State gets the advantage of the sideline there, like Iowa Central has a couple of times. As Wayne State's able to push Iowa Central, out of bounds, and that sets up Wayne State with the ball deep within their own territory.
I would imagine they would just, if they win the lineout, they would just send it back to their
The guys in the tri-zone, I would assume, right?
guys to the tri-zone and try to kick it out here.
That would probably be the
Deep.
best case scenario, as you don't want to try to run this one because if they were to turn it over, Iowa Central is in great field position. So a couple other Tritons back there on the sideline. Looks like they're kind of warming up a little bit. Maybe Iowa Central looking to do some substitutions.
Oh,
And
dropped the ball.
Yeah, it's dropped by Wayne State. And is he into the tri-zone?
And it looks like he
He
was.
Wayne State drops the ball. Iowa Central jumps on it inside the tri-zone, and that's going to be good for another Iowa Central try. Now 55-7, and Jones will set up for that extra kick. What we were talking about is, I know I mentioned it in the first period. We'll throw it out there again just in case maybe people are just joining us. Once you go out of the game in rugby, you can't come back into the game. So Iowa Central has taken a couple of guys out, switched. Now they're going to do a couple more substitutions.
Those guys they are no longer eligible to enter the rest of this game.
Yeah, there are some situations, like if somebody were to be bleeding, maybe a nosebleed or a scratch or something and bleeding a little bit, they can go get their blood stopped, they can stop bleeding, and then they'd be able to re-enter. There are a couple ways that can happen, but I believe, once again, just like the extra time, that's kind of on the ref discretion type of play. The kick is up.
And
I think it's wide right.
it's wide.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was. It was wide a little bit there to the right, so no good. But I guess that one, I would assume, is not going to hurt the Tritons in any way, as right now leading this one 55-7 with 14:20 to play here in the second period and the final period of play from the Wayne Rugby Park in Wayne, Nebraska.
A good job by the Iowa Central Tritons capitalizing on a turnover, a costly turnover there by
Very costly
Wayne
by
State.
Wayne. I think they were trying to do what you were talking about. Is they were trying to get it back to the tri-zone, and they were just going to kick it away, but then they fumbled it there inside the zone. Iowa Central picked it up and put it down for the try. Now Iowa Central will get the ball back once again after they scored. Going to be looking for some running room. He's going to be brought down. It's going to be a ruck. Iowa Central is going to be in there trying to move the players back, just trying to free it up a little bit. Again, Iowa Central runs it for a couple of meters, and he's brought down. And I think that's exactly what Iowa Central is just trying to do. Now it's picked up by Wayne State. Wayne State's going to be looking for some running room, and they're along the sideline. Wayne State's going to try to stay in. Iowa Central's going to try to drag him out, and he's just going to fall to the ground. Smart play there. Very smart play.
They just tight-roped it in, kept it inbound just with a little tightrope there.
Yeah, and then once he stays in, he just lays down there and able to flip it back instead of trying to force something, maybe cause a turnover or go out of bounds. Don't want to do anything like that as the ball's kind of on the ground. Wayne State still fighting for some room.
Looking like
and I will see, it's going to be a penalty against Iowa Central. And Wayne
taking it
State's
quickly.
Wayne State's just going to start running. He's moving towards the sideline. He doesn't want to do that. He's close, and he steps out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds. Once again, a very unfortunate situation for Wayne State. As they step out of bounds.
Wayne State has been.
They step out of bounds very, very near that out of bounds line. As this will be a line out for Iowa Central. And, the referee's going to come in and move him a little bit. Says he was a little bit too far to the center. So it will be Iowa Central. It's a good line out. And Iowa Central will just punt that one away. Trying to flip that field position once again. 11:50 to play.
About to the 40-yard line there. Was that punt kick there?
Couple of flips backwards, trying to stretch that one. And it will be kicked, I believe, by Wayne State. And the referee says, nope. I think it might have been offsides. As it will be Iowa. I believe Iowa Central going to get this one. Or are we going to? Yeah, I believe we're going to scrum. And Iowa Central will be tossing it in.
At least that's what it looked like to me anyway, from up here in the crow's nest.
Actually, I believe Quentin Jones going out of the game. So with 11 minutes to play, Quentin Jones exiting.
Man, he went 7 for 11 with 20 points.
Yeah.
So
I guess we'll have to wait and see if Iowa Central scores again. Who's going to be doing the kicking? As the scrum will be set up, Iowa Central going to throw that one in. And the ball's in. I think it's maybe a little bit loose in there. I don't know. They're trying to get it out. Iowa Central does get it out of there finally. And they'll just kick that one away, trying to flip that field position once again.
Deep kick.
Yeah, and a very good roll as they get a couple Iowa Central bounces. Intercepted by Iowa Central. And they got a chance at another try. He's at the 5 and goes out of bounds. Darn, he went out of bounds at about the 1 meter line. Literally right on the inch there. He was very close to adding some 5 more points up there for Iowa Central. Instead, go out of bounds. Not very happy. And this is going to be a tough situation because I assume, unless Wayne State were to, turn it over again in the tri-zone, but I would assume Wayne State just going to kick this one away. So Wayne State will line out here. And it is picked up by Wayne State. They are going to get this one, and it is kicked. It's a low kick.
Low kick. He had to get that one off, it looked like, because he was getting bum rushed there by the
Yeah, there was a couple of guys coming in there trying to block the kick. Now with 9 minutes and 30 seconds to play, 55-7 is the lead for the Tritons.
Going to have a Triton thrown line in here.
And they throw it in. Iowa Central will come down with it. A big ruck there. And I think we're going to have a penalty against the Tritons. I think this one's going to go to the way of Wayne State.
I'd imagine that would have been a knock there.
Oh, yeah, might have been. Yeah, it might have been a knock, so that will be another scrum, in which I believe Wayne State will do the toss in. Iowa Central going to try to get their foot on it. Obviously, Wayne State gets the advantage in the scrum, knowing where the ball is going to be coming in, tossing it in towards their side. And it is picked up. Well, it's down on the ground. I can't tell.
Wayne State just had it.
Okay, Wayne State has it. And now I believe, Wayne State still has it. They're trying to string it out left. Wayne State with the run. Now Iowa Central's got it. Iowa Central picks it up near the try line, and we got a whistle. We are going to have a penalty against the Tritons. I thought maybe we were going to have another try for Iowa Central's wise, but it's going to be a penalty against the Tritons. Wayne State will get this one. Now approaching the 7-minute mark.
Both teams lining up for the scrum here.
55-7, Tritons in the lead. As the ball is into the scrum. Which way is it going to come out? And the referee blows the whistle. We'll see which way this penalty goes.
Scrum again here.
We actually picked up a degree. It's now 68 degrees.
Ooh.
Nearing that 70 mark.
Another call here.
And yeah, we got another penalty, I believe, against Iowa Central once again. Wayne State's going to be able to kick this one. And they will. That one will go out of bounds, so that's where Wayne State will line out from.
Right near mid-pitch.
Actually, I think he's directly at mid-pitch. Yeah, he's exactly on the 50-meter mark.
Don't see that happen very often.
No, good kick there. I guess if he was kicking for points, Wayne State will get it. They're going to throw it out left, continuing out left. Going to try to string this one out. They got some open area. He might be able to break away. Doesn't quite have the speed, and Iowa Central's going to be able to catch up to him. They're going to flip it. Wayne State's got some running room. They got to be careful of that sideline. Now they're going to go back to the right-hand side. Iowa Central does get a tip on there.
Advantage being played here, so Wayne State will slow down a little bit.
Yep. And now they will call it. They're going to move Iowa Central back. I think we might have an injury down there for Wayne State. We do.
Wayne State, though, still moving over on the far side.
Yeah, we do have an injured Wayne State player, but Wayne State continues to move. And they're going to bring, I believe,
bring the trainer out on the field.
And as we mentioned, the clock will not stop. 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this one. And Iowa Central looks like they got a hurt player as well over down the far sideline. So we got a hurt player on both teams. One for Wayne State, one for Iowa Central. The Iowa Central guy ended up getting out of bounds, but he started hobbling a little bit. He was, the way to explain it, he was trying to get off. He was working his way, and I think he put too much pressure on it and just hurt too bad. He had to lay down there once he got out of bounds. Looks like it could be an arm injury towards the Wayne State side. Upper body for Wayne State, lower body for Iowa Central is how the injuries are going to work out. 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this one. Like we mentioned a couple of times, clocks will continue to roll. 55 points for Iowa Central, 7 points for Wayne State.
Wayne State player gets up.
And a good hand from the crowd here. Got a nice crowd on hand. I think that has part to do with the home team playing. That's what I would assume. But, you know, we do got quite a few Triton fans out here as well. Just a good crowd out for a nice Sunday afternoon into evening of rugby. Now approaching about an hour and a half of play so far. And Iowa Central still got an injured player there on the right hand, that far side. And because he is out of bounds, they are going to continue play, obviously, with the continuous clock.
Yep.
If they waited for the Iowa Central player, I mean, it could take 3 minutes to get him up. Not saying that's bad, but they're just going to play, continue play as he is out of bounds. Now Wayne State nearing that try-zone. Wayne State just about, I would say, about a 1 meter mark. Now they'll flip it back. Ball's on the ground. Wayne State's got to pick it up. Now they're back to about the 10. And a good play there by Manny Murillo of Iowa Central. Throws him down. And a lot of pushing and shoving.
And
As Wayne State's going to pick this one up and carry it in. And he's in for the try. So Wayne State is in for the try. Might, at this point, be a little bit too late. We'll have to see. I mean, they've got to catch all the way up to 55.
Wayne State.
But they're on the right track. They do get 5 points there, making it 55-12. And they're going to try to quickly add those extra 2 points on. Obviously, you do not want to take a bunch of time doing it.
Yeah.
We will have about probably 5-6 minutes of extra time.
I would imagine, especially because of that injury that just happened here.
2 minutes and 40 seconds remain on the actual game clock. The Iowa Central player is up and walking away. I didn't catch a number on them to be able to get you a name on that player, but he is up, at least walking over there, putting a little bit more pressure on it.
And that's a good sign for Iowa Central there.
Yeah, for sure. They do have some time off now, though.
Yes, they do.
They don't play the Elite Eight until March, so got a little bit of time off, and that one just not even close. But he gave it an attempt there. So that will lead the score at 12 points for Wayne State. And with 2 minutes exactly remaining on the clock, it's Iowa Central 55, it's Wayne State 12. And the Tritons will have to kick this one away.
And you think if you're Wayne State, you gotta just, go down the field and pray for the best, because
So we do have a different kicker in there for the Tritons as Quentin Jones went out, I would say about 9-10 minutes ago. Ended his day. So Iowa Central going with a different kicker. As we approach a minute 30 left here in the ball game. Flipped again. Now going along the left-hand side, and that one's going to be kicked. And man, can the no, they won't be able to get there, but if the Wayne State guys were able to get to that one, they would have had a wide open field. Now Iowa Central's going to run it. Iowa Central across the 20-meter mark to the 50-meter mark. And finally brought down.
That should have been a penalty because he grabbed him around the neck, which you cannot do.
Right, but the referee did not call it. Now, with 1 minute play, Iowa Central is loose for the try, and Iowa Central will have another try, wide open touchdown, as that will be good.
We've got another injured player this time.
Is
It's
that for the
another
Tritons
Iowa
again?
Central player.
4 minutes, 40 seconds left in this one. We will have some extra time. That adds 5 more points to the Tritons. I think putting this one for sure out of reach. Iowa Central can end up picking the victory up here with the score right now leading our saying 60 Iowa Central and 12 for Wayne State. Now 30 seconds left to play. And did our injured player get up?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Iowa Central's injured player did get up. And we'll have to kick that try. We'll see if the try is good or not. He kind of lays it down kind of like Quentin did. A little bit more of an upward angle. As the clock is at zeros. So no more time on the clock, but we will play that extra time. I believe he missed it to the left. Yes, he did. So he missed it just a bit to the left. And that's going to end it. No, there's not going to be any extra time. So the referee ends it with the final score, Iowa Central 60, and it is the home team of the Wayne State Wildcats at 12. Iowa Central will move on, and they will play in the Elite Eight coming up in March, and that will take place in Texas. So Iowa Central got a little bit of time in between now and playing that Elite Eight match. Got a little bit of time.
A little bit of time and a little bit of time to
recover some of those players.
And also to fine-tune their play style. to
exactly. Yep.
hopefully be the national champions.
Yeah, that's what Iowa Central, obviously, that's what all teams, no matter what sport you start in, your end goal is always to find the national championship and end up winning that national championship. And Iowa Central, they've got 7 teams left standing in their way from that national championship as they'll go to the Elite 8, and then they'll take the 4 from the Elite 8, and they'll go to the Final 4, and obviously take those Final 4 and get it down to the final 2 teams. And actually, the Final 4 is in Philadelphia, so they'll go from here in Wayne, Nebraska, and now they've moved on to play in Texas. And then if they win down in Texas and then Elite 8, they'll play the Final 4, which will come up in Philadelphia, and that will be in May. So they'll play here in November, then they'll play in March, and then if they win and are able to make it into the Final 4 of the national championship game, that will be at the beginning of May. That's going to do it for us. Thanks to everybody that put in a lot of effort to make this all possible here in Wayne, Nebraska. Thank you to all the people out here at the Wayne Rugby Park. Great hospitality to be able to host a game like this, and they sure do a good job with all aspects of the game. But your final score from out here at the Wayne Rugby Park, it is Iowa Central 60 and Wayne State 12. For Devin, for Zarin, we're out of here. You've been watching Triton Rugby right here on the Triton Nation Network.
I'm so glad I decided to choose Iowa Central.
I love their beautiful on-campus living, the state-of-the-art program offerings, the extensive performing arts department, and 26 athletic programs.
My parents were so excited that Iowa Central is #1 in transfer rates and also amazing in placement rates. That ensures my success after I graduate.
I love the big university feel without the big-time price.
Be a part of Triton Nation today.